Hello, everybody. This is your girl, Ann Austin. It is now 6:30, and I am ready to get this party started. I'm going to take a moment to see if I can invite some friends and to share this video. So let's see. I'm going to show some controls here. Let's see. I'm going to invite. Oh, where's my share button? I hope everybody is joining into this. This is the first of many small business workshops that we're going to be doing here in the group. As promised, I am talking about educating small businesses on what they need to do to move to the next level. And so for the first one, we're going to start off 2019 right. Okay, we're going to start off 2019 right. So this webinar is going to be for businesses who are looking to start a business. If you are looking to take what you have and you've been doing at home, you know, to try to get this thing going. Hey, Athena, how you doing? Hey, Shaw. Hey, Miss Lee, I haven't seen you in a minute. I'm trying to see if I can, I thought I was be able to share my video, but let's see. I'll probably share it a different way. So, but anyway, bear with me while I get this started. We're going to be starting in a few minutes as people pop in to this webinar this year, and I hope that everybody is doing well. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. So far, 2019 has been fantastic for me. And I am just, I'm just blessed. I'm happy. I'm meeting some extraordinary new people. Just a whole bunch of little niceness that's going on right now. Okay, so I'm going to invite a couple more people in here, see if I can get them to come and join into this thing here. Let's see here. All right. So I'm going to get this thing going soon. Okay, so again, welcome to the first of the year BMWC Mastermind Facebook webinar that we're going to be having this year. I hope everybody's doing good. We're going to be sharing some, at least I'm going to be sharing some really good information for those folks that have startup businesses or stuff like that. And so I am going to get right into this thing right here, because I know everybody is just dying to wait. And those who catch the playback, if you are interested in learning more about what I'm doing here, please make sure that you are checking in and stuff like that. So, all right, let me see. Okay, going to slide number 1. Okay, I got a couple of announcements. I have to do that on everyone now because I am prone to, I'm a small business, so we're going to start this year off right. Okay, so the first announcement, I want to also make sure that everybody know to please tune in to the webinars that we're going to have. I put a post out a while ago asking if anybody would like to be part of the BMWC Live, and I got loads of responses. So we're going to already start off with Miss TK Timmy. T-My, I can't remember her name. I'm going to tell you, I murder names. Please forgive me if I murder your name, okay? Because you guys got to train me to say your name, because all my life I had to deal with my own name, Anissa, being misspelled. So anyway, I got my girl T on here. She is a 2016 BMWC podcast participant. She was on my podcast in 2016, and she is a woman of technology. The name of her organization is Top Group Tech, and she is right up here in Maryland, just teaching everybody how to code, how to get their A+ and all that certification. So we're going to have her first presentation next Tuesday, January the 22nd. Hey, Charles, how you doing? Man, we got to connect. It's been too long. Okay, we definitely got to connect, right? So Tuesday, January 22nd, be in the room. We're going to be talking about women in technology, the struggles, the challenges, what has changed in the last few years. You don't want to miss this one. It's going to be very, very informative. It's going to affect how you do business. as far as women in technology, because everything is moving to technology, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about that as we move on into the presentation. The next announcement I have is please sign up for these events. We have a business vision board with my protege student, Monique Howard, who has an organization called Felicity by Monique Gian, and she is a vision board expert. I need you guys to come out and get a new perspective for your business. We're talking about 4 steps in how to achieve your business goals and creating that creative visionary goal that you need for your business. We're going to have food, we're going to have drinks, and I'm not talking about soda, y'all. We're going business, okay? When you do business, you got to have actual drinks, okay? So when you come out, we're not only going to feed you and give you good drinks, but we're going to be having 4 different activities. It is only $50. It is pretty much a one ticket movie price. You should be able to come out to this thing. We have 20 seats available. I can't stress how important it is, especially with this date and time, with everything that's going on with the economy, the government shutdown, everything. It is a must that you stay on top of your business goals. So please sign up for this extraordinary event with my protege, Monique Howard, and her organization, Felicity at Monique Gian. And what you see behind there in this picture is actually one of her vision boards. So this is not a stock photo or anything like that. This is actually one of her many types of vision boards. So we're going to be making vision boards like that here at Forbes Boulevard. The second thing I need you guys to come out for is this other free event that is the Small Business Roundtable. It is especially for small businesses. This is not catering to big businesses. This is not catering to those who make over $1 million. This roundtable is focused for the smallest of businesses that can come out. It is free. We're going to have Donald Anderson from Taylor and Anderson come out, and he's going to be talking about how do you go about getting funding for your business. And insurance, because he has an insurance side too. He has multiple sides. He has insurance and he has business funding side. We're also going to have Janice Walker Imogo come out, and she is from the Department of Labor Licensing and Regulations from the Small Business Regulatory Assessment Department. Now, she is going to be coming out talking about the Maryland Healthy Working Families Act that is specifically affecting small businesses. I'm telling you guys, if you don't come out to these things, you are missing out on what small businesses can gather. This is what big businesses do. They come out to these things and they get contacts from folks in the government, and then they get in. They get in and they're able to get the contracts. You want to get the opportunities, you got to come out to the events. She's going to be coming out, and then we're going to have my girl Chanel, like I said, I murder names. I'm sorry. Chanel, my girl Chanel. She's also a corporate sponsor for the Business Women podcast in 2018. And she's also a participant, but she's also a fabulous and fantastic and much knowledgeable tax expert. She has given a workshop for at least 1 or 2 of my workshops, and she's coming out again at the Small Business Roundtable to talk about small business taxes. This is a powerhouse play right here, y'all. Y'all have to come out to these things. Share this video with people you know. Please tag folks who you know they need to be in this video right now. I'm excited because this is a whole new year, okay? This is a whole new year. I'm not going to let the shutdown stop me. I'm not going to let anything stop me. You guys know, you've been looking at my 30-day motivational tips. I'm on a roll. I need you guys to roll with me. So there you go. Okay, so next announcement, you know what I'm going to say. Please participate in the podcast. If you have not participated in the podcast before, please do so. Sharing your profession is critical to our future. I say no more on that. You guys go to the website, fill out the application. It only takes 5 minutes to do so. Join the podcast and be part of the movement. All right, and last but not least, that if you are a small business and you are struggling, that you need help, I'm telling you right now, sign up for the small business course. We have a 5-week course and a 10-week course. We have a course that is built for any type of budget. If you cannot afford the cost of the class, call me on the phone, talk to me, how can I customize this for you, okay? Don't sit back and wait till time go on and all that kind of stuff. So here it is, we're putting it out here for very small businesses, people who work from home, or those who are struggling to make their business work. This is the class, okay? And that's it for the announcement. So let's get into the tips, because I know you guys are working. Charles says vision board is a great growing process. Absolutely. Okay, so number one, understand how to take your idea and turn it into a concept and put it into operations, okay? So number one things that startups need to understand is how to take an idea that was popped into their head and turn it into a concept so that they can actually implement what they're trying to do. Okay, so that's what you want to do. You want to try to implement what you're trying to do. You have all these ideas of what type of business you want to run. You're thinking about what kind of what kind of clients you may have. You're also, thinking about, how you can go about formulating this idea, right? So you're walking around and you're trying to get this idea to be something that you can, you can see, you can touch, and you can brag about and be proud of it. But a lot of times this is where we have a disconnect, right? So the idea and the concept is, for small business owners, this is where it is. You have to understand the difference between what your idea is and what your concept is, okay? Your concept is something that you put together that you can actually do and prove that it works, okay? An idea is just an idea until you do something with it. So I'll say that again, right? So an idea is something that you want to do, but it's only an idea only until you do something with it, right? So once you do something with it, then you start to move into the concept realm. This is when you actually try to take the pieces and the parts of what you're trying to do, and then you're going to formulate that into a process or a method, right? And then you're going to take that process and method and you're going to do what is called a proof of concept. This is where you hear the term proof of concept, is because they're actually taking their idea, they put in some action behind it, and then they're going out there and they're testing it, and they're writing down all the lessons learned, they're writing down all the little problems, and then they're trying to resolve the problems, and then at the end of your proof of concept, you know exactly what is going on with that particular product or service. You could do that for a service, you could do that for a book, you could do that for anything that you were trying to create and put into implementation. Okay, so when you take that idea, you need to invest in some coaches. I'm just going to be real. There's a lot of people out here who are small business folks who have been there, done that. Don't seek advice from people who have not created a business before. If they haven't created a business, if they haven't wrote a book, if they haven't created anything that is along the lines of what you're trying to do, you need to get your advice and your research from professionals, people who have done that, went through the process, been through the trenches. This is pretty much what I kind of said in my other webinar, because it is so true. A lot of times we take an idea and we try to throw out a concept without really understanding what that concept is and how it relates to your business, that you end up losing your first impression. And you guys have heard me say that plenty of times before, because first impressions is everything. Right? Everything. And you definitely have to make sure that when you have a concept out there, that you are also developing what is called a pilot group. Everybody has heard about pilot groups, you do have pilot audiences, right? So you have to take your concept and you have to test it out with a very minimal group of people to get an idea, to get a feeling, to get everything. And here's the thing, guys. In order for your concept to work, you have to understand human nature, you have to understand buying power, and you also have to understand how the return of investment is going to affect you in the short term and in the long term. So send me some hearts if you're following me on this one, if you're keeping up with what I'm saying. Also, if you have any questions, please put it down in the chat window. I am watching the chat at this moment and will answer any questions that you have as I go along, okay? Now, when you finally get your proof of concept together and you're ready to put it into operations, right? You definitely have to make sure that whatever it is that you're implementing for your operation, thank you for the love, whatever you are implementing as far as your operations, you have to consider a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm gonna tell you guys, this slide number 1 is before you even, this is all before you even put your name out there. This is all before you do anything as far as legalization of your business. This is before you do anything as far as putting your brand out there, because what you don't want to do is go out there and fail in the first year because your concept and your idea did not go together, or you could not formulate your idea into a concept, and then you end up failing within the first year or getting frustrated that you're not getting clients and things of that nature, right? So when you talk about operations, we're talking about resources. How are you going to operate this business? Where are you going to get the resources from? And I'm not talking about just money, right? I'm talking about where you're going to get pencil, paper, ink, creative ideas, laptops, physical things that you have to do to even start to formulate what you're trying to do. If you're trying to sell t-shirts or you're trying to sell anything like that, you need to know where you're going to get the shirts from that is affordable for your budget. Do you even have a budget? Do you even know how much your budget will be forecast? Because these are resources that you have to gather before you can even try to operate anything. And then the second thing as far as operation is that how are you going to fulfill the orders that are coming to you when they do come to you? So those are the 2 key things that you got to think about when you're talking about operations. So for a startup business, you definitely have to understand, 1, how to take your idea and turn it into a proof of concept that you can test and prove that it is a return of investment of your time, your energy, and your money. Because if you can't do that, you won't be able to operate your business, okay? So let me know if you have any questions regarding that. Let me see if I have any questions. I see my thing. You're so right. Test, test, test. That's right. Hey, how you doing, Terrence? That's another one of my proteges right there. Hey, Leroy McKenzie Jr. Hey, Donnell Brown. How are you? I'm glad you guys are joining us in this webinar. Please share this webinar to those who think may want to, you know, learn more about small business tips. Okay, so now we're going to move on to number 2. Okay, and this is one of the things that I had to struggle with when I first started my business way back in '97, and still it is a constant living thing. You have to ensure that your name and your brand have a message. Okay, this is the number 2 mistake I see all the time. Even I had to go out there, because as my business evolves over time, I have to make sure that my business name and my brand have a continuous and constant message that is speaking the same language. So if you see my brand, you see ALSTNTEC. You see ALSTNTEC, you see my brand, okay? And as I evolve, I have to go out there and get a marketing coach. So I had to go out there and I found me a fabulous marketing coach, y'all. And yes, I'm investing in it. I'm paying her, and I will be continuing to pay her to help me with my marketing, because here's the thing. People change. People have different ideas on how they perceive a brand or perceive your business name. I can't believe my phone is actually ringing right about now. I'm going to put you on hold for just like 1 second. Hey, I'm on a Facebook Live. Can I call you back? Okay. Yeah, so sorry about that, guys. But here's the thing. Your name and your brand has to speak a message about your products, your service, your culture, especially your culture and your personality of what your company represents. Okay, you look at McDonald's, you see all these different brands. You guys know who they are: Target, Kmart, Sears, JCPenney. They all have a culture. They all have a personality. They all have color palettes. They all have something that will help you along with understanding what their message is. And so you notice that you can't separate the two, right? So if you see the red bullseye, you know it's Target. If you see Target, you know the red bullseye, and you have to do the same thing for your business as well. You can't just go out there and create a name because it's cool and then try to build a brand around it that doesn't match the message, okay? Your message has to be what your overall objective of your organization should be. So if you are a life coach, if you're an author, or you're a nurse, or you a doctor, whatever your brand is, when I see that brand, I should instantly get it within a few seconds what it is you do. And if I don't get it right away, then it's something on your website, your tagline, or some kind of statement on your website should tell me clearly what your business is supposed to be. Okay, and they call that the value proposition. What are you promising me as a small business? What are you promising me as your business? If you're promising me that you will give me good health care, then I need to see that statement somewhere in and around your brand. And your brand should be advertised so much that when I see your brand, I know exactly who you are. And all I have to do is just see just a few letters. A few letters, maybe a picture, maybe a quick statement, and things like that. I should be seeing something that represents what you do. Hey, Janelle, how are you doing? I hope everything is all good. She was also on the podcast. Now, again, if anybody has questions along the line about names, brands, and all that, please put them in the chat window. I will sure to answer those questions as I'm going through the presentation. Now, one of the things I want to say about the branding part, particularly, is that when you do a brand, a lot of times it's not so, I think for me, it's partly your personality plus the personality of the business. And the reason why I say that, because you are the business. Your whole passion, your purpose, your everything is, you know, in the business. So your brand should be everything encompasses of, you know, what is the spirit of your organization, and that brand should reflect that, right? Because that is your expectations. And if you think about it this way, right, when you work a regular job, before you became a business owner or a small business person, you worked for someone else, right? You went to the job, they had a brand, they had a color, they had a mission, they had a vision. And what's the first thing they had you do when you went there? They had you sign an ethical document, you know, a code of conduct. They had you sign all of this stuff to acknowledge and buy in to their vision, to buy in to their mission and their culture within the organization. Whenever you go and interview, you are conforming your personality to conform to their culture. So when you are a small business, you need to develop a culture for your brand. And so that is why it is so critical for small businesses to really hone in on that brand. Because if you are not branding yourself accordingly, when you go out there and try to articulate who you are as a small business, people are not going to understand what you're talking about. Okay? So when you do your name, and I'm going to talk about that in a second, but when you do your brand, make sure that your brand has a message and you have a strategic purpose for that message, okay? And we're going to talk about a little bit of that as I get into slide 3 and 4. Now, for your business name, particularly for your business name, what I'm often seeing a lot of is names that are supposed to have a meaning, but it's more cliche than a business name, okay? You have to think bigger. Okay, it can't always be like flashy, but it has to make sense, right? It has to be something that people can just roll off their tongue. It has to be something that people can just get immediately. It has to be something that makes people excited when they see it or when they say it, right? So when you have your brand and your name together, then it makes sense. And the most critical thing you need to do is make certain that you do a complete search on the internet, on the USPTO website, whatever job search in your county, in your state, go to the business entity search and search for that business name and make certain that it is different and unique to you and your brand, because the worst thing you could do is have the same name as another organization and all the clients who are trying to find you are going to another organization. You are losing clients that way. Okay, I can't stress that enough. You are losing clients. You need to make certain, and I teach that in my class as well, to help them research all the different ways that you can search for your business name. The other thing you also need to do is go to what is called whose is at ican.com and search for the domain name to make sure that the domain that matches your business name is available to you, because again, there are, lots of businesses out there that have the same name, but then when you tell your folks and your clients to come find you and they don't have your business card and they go out to the internet and come find you, they're going to end up finding your competitor, okay, or another organization that has nothing to do with what you provide. So make certain that you are able to capture your clients by making sure you have a unique name that's unique enough, that makes sense, and have a brand that have a message, okay? Are you guys with me? Let me know you're with me. Show some love, show some hearts, share and like. Okay, so what's the next one on here? All right, so what is the next one? Understanding your clientele and where they are. Okay, so what was really interesting this week was, this week I had ran across a video on LinkedIn. There was a gentleman, some people in my group, I guess in my friends list, they could have seen it, but this guy was pretty much talking about how the internet has evolved so much over the last few years that major social media channels are going to pretty much not even really exist anymore because of the way the apps are so innovative that people are just literally like clicking on one thing and they're there. They're not searching as they used to search before. They're not really scrolling through Facebook to buy your products and services. They're literally like one touch and they have it, right? And what was interesting about that video was that it was so true how he talked about what happened in 2012, 13, 14, and all of that, where a lot of the businesses went out of business because they didn't believe in the evolution and the demand of technology over the next 3 years. And some of those businesses pretty much went out of businesses, while people who figured it out, who figured out the ROI, you know, became really huge businesses. And so I've actually been watching technology because that is my background. And I have noticed that Facebook has changed tremendously when it comes to getting information out to the people. And it has sparked so much stuff to the point now TV is now on Facebook. And Facebook is going to be the next, you know, I mean, they're already so like internet TV, and they pretty much on the edge of just blowing this wide open. So if you are not engaging in technology the way that you should, you are missing out on your clientele. You are missing out on where they are, because that's really where they are. They are everywhere. They are global. They are people who are across the country that is just seeing everything you do. But because the way technology is today, you don't know who these folks are. They're coming to your website. They're clicking around, they're leaving, they're not leaving any comments. You have no idea where they're coming from, other than the insights and maybe some stuff from Google Analytics. But how is that really going to help you understand your clientele and who they are, right? And then the second thing is that I wanted to point out is, as a small business owner, you can't put the whole net out there, right? You can't put the whole net out there. You have to focus in on who and what type of buyer are you really focusing on, right? So let's go on back to the name and the brand for just a minute, right? So your name and your brand has a message, and that message for your business is pointing to certain types of buyers, okay? So you're not going to get all of them because everybody's not your client, right? You're going to get people who are just going to look at what you're doing. You're going to get people that's going to ask you questions and never buy anything. You're going to get people who really genuinely support what you do. And then you're going to get the ones that's actually going to pay for what you want, right? Who are these people? What type of, behaviors do they have? Where do they hang out? What are their wants and needs? What are their desires? What is it about what you have that is attracting them to what you're doing, right? This is something that you have to research before you even do any of those other steps in terms of starting your business. These steps that I'm talking about is what you have to do even before you even develop your proof of concept, or even while you're doing your proof of concept, because you can't get your pilot group until you understand who you are who you are serving as far as your business with your products and services. You can develop anything in the world, but everybody is not going to buy, and you need to find those folks that are trying to buy what you have. Okay, and so you have to look at your demographics. You have to look at the behaviors. You have to look at who they hang out with. You pretty much almost have to stalk and watch them for a while so that you can understand how your business aligns with what their needs are. Okay, and that is so crucial, because a lot of times I keep seeing business owners, and I'm doing this because of my own research, because I'm sitting back watching too, because I want to know how my business aligns with the people that I run across, right? So what I'm seeing more often than not is how we are continuously marketing to those folks who are not our customers, okay? We're wasting time, we're wasting money, we're wasting energy, we're wasting a whole bunch of everything because we are constantly marketing to those who we know are not going to buy what we have. And then we end up spinning our wheels and trying to fix a problem that can't be fixed, and then our business fails, right? So this is when you need to kind of sit back, buckle in, look at your idea, look at your concept again, do another proof of concept, and then put it out there for a test. And then when you find that magic thing that kind of just resonates with people who are your target audience, then you take it, you formulate it, you nurture it, you build it up, and then you what's the next one? You evolutionize it, right? You reinvent, right? And if you don't reinvent these things, your business will probably become outdated. Well, not say the business, but maybe that service or that product will become outdated. And then you end up, having to take that off the shelf until another time. So number 3, understand your clientele and where they are. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hit number 4. Okay, so we're going to hit number 4 here. Hey there, Kimberly, how are you? Thank you for joining. Okay, so the other thing too that is really, really important for startup businesses, before you even go out there and put your name on stuff, is that you absolutely need to take your proof of concept and you need to invest in developing an effective, and when I say effective business and marketing plan, I'm not talking about just throwing things together. I'm talking about actually sitting down, getting the template, or hiring someone that's going to help you walk through the process if you're not a good writer. And you don't have to be a good writer, folks. Just so you know, you do not have to be an expert writer to do this. You only need somebody who's going to help you along the way. I'm one of them. If you want to go out there and find someone, please do. But I'm telling you, this is your Bible to your business. And I'm going to give you some reasons why. Okay. Number one, this business plan outlines everything you need to know about your business. Okay. It takes it out of your head, puts it on paper so you can actually see what you was thinking, because believe it or not, a lot of times we think one thing and then we write another thing. And then when you go back and read that thing, you realize that is not what you meant, right? I do it all the time. So you take it out of your head, put it on the paper, walk away from it for maybe a day or two, and then come back. And if it still makes sense after 3 days, then you know that you can build upon that, right? So you can't just take these ideas and just float them around in your brain and then try to do a proof of concept. You can't do that. You have to take this business plan, this outline that has everything, and you have to answer those questions. What type of business are you? What are your keys to success? How do you operate your business? What was your history? Have you done this before? What is your qualifications, right? What are your products and services? What are you providing to people? What is the value? What problem are you solving, right? This business plan is your Bible. Okay, so I can't stress that enough. Number two, reason why you need to have a business plan. Number two is that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. When it comes to your marketing, when it comes to like your brochures, your business cards, articulating your business, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, because now you have it in writing. You have something that you can develop into a portfolio. You can develop it into a proposal. You can develop this thing into some kind of RFP response. If you're trying to do business with the government, you can take this business plan and do anything you would like to do with it that will help you not have to keep remembering all the stuff you said you were going to do in your business, right? Because we all say that we're going to do stuff in our business, but then if you're not writing it down, then how are you going to remember everything that you thought you was going to do? Hey, Shalonda, how are you, sweetie? Another small business protege. So proud of her. And so when you are doing your business plan, it forces you, and I say that with a nice force, right? It forces you to take all of that information and really put it in an organized fashion so that you can always go back and update that document and do things with it so that you can move forward and be confident. Number three, reason why you need a business plan and a marketing plan. If you ever are trying to open up a business account, depending on the bank that you choose, they will ask you for a business plan. If you are trying to get funding for your business through any type of bank or any kind of organization, you need a business plan. If you are getting angel investors, or if you're investing in something and they want to know what your business is capable of, they want a business plan. If you don't have a business plan, you're not a business. That's just my opinion, because I really feel that a lot of us are operating with the presumption that if you were just operating your business without a plan, you're in business. No, you have to have a business plan, okay? Real businesses have business plans. Big businesses have business plans, and so small businesses, I don't care how small you are, even if you had like a 5-page document that just outline what your business is, as long as you have some sort of effective business plan that's going to outline your concept, your idea, your proof of concept, your business services, your startup costs, and maybe even guessing about how much money you're going to make, which is your foreseeable profit loss. And if the very least, you should have those items as part of your business plan. And as far as your marketing plan, it goes back to your name and brand again. You see how I'm tying this together, y'all? It goes back to your investment of your name and your brand. And so with your marketing plan, it actually forces you to strategize how you're going to market your business to the clientele that you got to find. So you see how I'm putting all this stuff together? You can't do one without the other. You have to have a business plan that's going to help you and stay focused on what you're marketing to these people, right? So what's up, TK? I just talked about you earlier in the thing. We're just in the announcements that you're going to be doing your presentation. What's up, Miguel? What's up, D? Okay, I'm glad you guys joined in on this thing. So having an effective marketing and business plan, I'm going to get back to this topic so we can wrap up on here, is to ensure that your business is doing what it says that it's going to do, and that you are effective at it, and that you can use this for your leveraging for marketing and sales and all that kind of stuff. And you can definitely build upon this document. Now, again, there are templates out there that will give you the entire outline of your business plan. You can take that information, you can start like jotting in there what your business is, just to kind of take a stab at it. Now, if you are looking to do something much bigger, I will highly invest that you hire someone to help you with your business plan. Let me tell you, this is not something, I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm just saying that a lot of times we want to write it ourselves, knowing that we may not know what we're doing, right? But it is worth the money when you invest in a professional to help you write your business plan, so that your message is clear, that the business that you're trying to do is clear, that the people who want to give you money is clear. And if you're not clear in your business plan, you are pretty much wasting time and energy trying to write something, and it's not coming across the way you want. So spending that money, and I think the cost for business plans are anywhere between $1,250 to maybe $3,000, depending on how big your business is or how small it is. But I'm telling you, it's worth every penny, because if you are really trying to get out there and have people take you seriously as a business, you want to get a brick and mortar, you want, and that's another thing too. Some of these brick and mortars around here require you to have a business plan. And if you are an LLC, you're also required to have an operating agreement as well, which I could talk about in another webinar. But you definitely have to have a business plan that is clear and effective, so that you can be taken seriously as a small business owner. And I'm telling you that from experience, because I'm going through that, and I've been through that, and I'm trying to share this, guys, with you. So last slide. Okay, here we go. Last one. I hope you guys are still with me here. Okay, last one. Create a business media kit. Now, this is so critically important as a small business owner, because people, one, they don't know who you are, right? They don't know who you are. They don't know what you did in the past. They don't know how much an expert you are. And so the very first thing that I did when I started my business a long time ago was, not only did I have business cards and brochures, but I also had a media kit. I had my bio on point. I went and got a professional headshot, okay? I can't tell you and stress to you how important it is as a small business owner to have a professional photo done. I'm not talking about something with your iPhone. If you can pull it off with your iPhone like I did with my picture, that is good. But if you cannot, please don't send people pictures of you being outside next to a brick wall that doesn't make sense with your brand. Because remember, we're talking about your brand, which is your personality and the culture of your business. So when you go out there and get a picture, you need to have a professional picture, looking good, the light looks good, everything looks good, so they can take you seriously as a small business owner, okay? They already kind of look at us like, you know, oh, your little teeny business, and you don't really have much. But if you are looking big and sounding big, then you are big, right? So the first thing you want to do is get a professional headshot, body shot of you in an office, some professional setting or something like that. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you clean up your social media. Now, some people have their personal page as their business page, and that's cool sometimes. And then they have, or some people just have a separate business page. I think it's much more effective if people had like a separate business page as opposed to having their business page as their personal page. Because number one, going back to technology, right? People want things to be easier, faster, more in demand, right? So if I can't tag you because your business page has restrictions on it, you're going to miss out on what? Exposure, okay? If I can't tag your page because you have a restriction, or I can't add you as a friend, and I'm somebody who does media, you guys know that, right? If I can't tag you, then I can't expose you to your clients, to people who can potentially be your clients, or bring that awareness to you. So it's really imperative that, one, you have a business page that is strictly for your business. It has everything about your businesses. If you look at mine, you'll see I have my services there. I have some videos there. I have some, you know, anything pertaining to ALSTNTEC I have there on my business page. And then I might have on my personal page, I might have some business because people tag me all the time and stuff. And then I might have a lot of personal stuff so that people can see the character, the person who they're dealing with. You know, they may not always want to know business all the time with Ann Alston. They may just want to know who Ann Alston is as a person, right? So I have that on my personal page, right? So you can have multiple business pages, but just make sure that when you have the separate, that it makes sense, right? And the reason why I say you need to have a separate one, because if you're posting things that is personal to you and you're speaking your free mind and you want to put that on your profile / business page, then people are seeing both sides of you that they don't need to see. Always control what people see and hear from you. If you are on social media and LinkedIn and all that kind of stuff, you have the power and control of what people know about you, okay? If you have a business page where you're doing business and personal, and you're posting both stuff right there, you're pretty much giving them the whole kit and caboodle about who you are, right? Keep it separate. Always give out your business page if that's what you want to do, or rename your personal page, then you can speak your free mind. But you definitely have to do that because people are Googling you, they're going to Instagram, they can find you in the blink of an eye. I can find people anywhere, and you know Google, what they do is they take your photo and put it out there like right away. So also be careful that if you're going to post photos of yourself on your business / personal page, that it is business, okay? Remember, your first impression is everything. You never know who is visiting your page, coming to your Facebook or your Twitter, your Instagram. You just never know who is watching you. It could be either your biggest opportunity or your big break, or it could be somebody who's going to make your business hard, okay? The other thing you want to do for a media kit is that if you are a speaker, you definitely want to make sure you have a speaker reel. If you are an author, you should be having an Amazon and other websites as your author page, and make sure you put those things out there. You should have a list of your past performances. So like on my website, I have other recent activities. Every activity I've been in, from an event to a speaking to hosting something, is on my page so that I can point people immediately to that information. If they want to know, what has Ann Alston been into? What has ALSTNTEC hosted? What has, you know, what have we done over the last couple of years, right? So I have that in print. If for anyone that I want to email that to as a PDF, along with my professional photo and my bio. And I do suggest that you have different sizes of your bio. You should have something that is under 250 words, and then you should have a really long bio for those websites that really, like mine, that has like over 300 to 400 words, because that is your opportunity to tell more about you. Right? When you keep giving out really short bios, you lose the opportunity for people to get to know who you are, right? And to want to invite you to different things or to speak at different things. So make sure that you create a business media kit where people can contact you easily, that you can pass out at networking events, that it's not going to be like a burden to carry. It can be as small as a business card, but you also want to make sure that you have something digital that you can point people to. I know for me, I'm going to invest in some app products that maybe I can kind of point people to and say, hey, here's an app, go to my app and you're going to get all the latest updates and things like that. Because again, at the beginning of the presentation, that everything is elevating for technology. So I hope this stuff was very helpful to you guys. Again, this is something that I put together because I wanted us to start 2019 off right with all the information. Let's start small businesses off right. If any of these things you do not have, I really encourage you to start getting on the boat and just start getting that stuff done. I'm also going to again invite folks to sign up for the small business course. I will walk you through all of these things that you need, your business plan. anything that you need for your business. That's my tagline, serving the needs of small businesses. And so I'm going to be continuing to bring these kind of tips to you guys so that you can be on point on what you need to do in 2019. So I want to thank everybody for joining. This was a quick 5-tip thing, and I really enjoyed doing these tips. So does anybody have any questions that they just want to throw out? TK say, great job. Let's see. Anybody have anything? Okay, I'm just checking to see and give people time to type. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Well, again, if you have any other questions, please put them down in the chat window. And I appreciate everybody's feedback on this. Thank you for the love and the hearts and the happy faces. Also, if you have other topics that you feel like you want to learn as small business, you know, shoot me a line. I will put that in the queue. And all the people who have reached out to say that they would like to do a Facebook Live just to share some tips or some nuggets, I am going to be contacting each of you. It is in my queue, so you may hear from me, or you might hear from Artiste Alston, who is my son / admin / junior video editor. He will be probably reaching out to you because some of you guys, I have your contact information, and I will absolutely love to have you on here just to share some nuggets about what we should know career-wise or business-wise, and anything else. It doesn't even have to be business either, too. If you have something fun outside the box that you just want to share, and you just want to kind of, because this is a community, guys. That's why I'm calling it BMWOC Mastermind. My mission for this group is for people to be a mastermind, and we have masterminds connecting with other masterminds in this group, and that is my mission for this group as I continue to go through and try to filter out those folks who are not interested in stuff and really foster the ones that really want this information. Again, you know where to find me, you know how to get me on Facebook, and please feel free to, again, and I'll put it back up here so you can catch this information again. Please come out to the vision board. That's Saturday, February the 23rd. Please sign up. This is going to be extraordinary. It's 20 seats for this one. We're going to have food. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have sodas. We're going to have gift bags. Me and Monique is going to put this together. And again, back here is her actual vision board. And we're going to be doing a vision board similar to this. And it's going to be real fun. And if you want to bring your creative books with you, magazines, please do. I will post the links up here so you guys can sign up. And also, please come out for the free event for the Business Small Roundtable. It's also a 20-seater. We're going to have Donald Anderson there from Taylor and Anderson. We're going to have the Department of Labor and Licensing and Regulation there. That's Janice Walker. And we're going to have Chanel Simmons doing tax help. It's a powerhouse. In March, we're going to be having Kenneth Clark. He's going to be coming out in March, on March the 27th, for another roundtable event. And I am working on getting a couple more people that's going to come out. He deals with insurance, and he also deals with different products that protects small businesses. He actually did a workshop in my small business course on Saturday, and he was definitely talking about not just the traditional insurance stuff, guys. I'm talking about stuff that actually small business owners need to have in their arsenal to, one, give them retirement, and to help them in case there's something that happened to them, whether they get sick or die, all this kind of stuff that is affordable to us that we didn't even know about, because what I'm learning now is that certain insurance companies or representatives only talk about the things they're licensed to talk about. And Kenneth Clark is going to be talking about things that we need to have as a small business, and then you won't be disappointed, I guarantee it. So please sign up. Please also join the podcast and all this other stuff. And I thank everybody for joining. And please share this broadcast. And you know where to find me, guys. You know where to find me. So there it is. Thank you, Sai, so much. I'm going to hang up now. And I wish everybody a blessed night.